We're in the man cave. There seems to be an echo in here. Maybe if I put more stuff on the walls, it will mitigate that. Got some stuff up on a shelf here, and now, if I want to have a good background, I need stuff on this wall. Welcome back to Runner's Garden's What a Character series. Hey, I'm Jay, and I make videos about traditional Chinese characters in alphabetical order according to the Pinyin romanization system. If you've been following along, we started characters that start with D, if written in Pinyin spelling. According to the 3,000 most frequently used characters according to the Ministry of Education in Taiwan. We've done da, 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 and da. Here's an example of third tone. Nice day again. 我打开天窗. 打气区. The area of the gas station where you can add air to your tires. Jeez, I only put like 5 seconds of air in and I got too much. Upper right. This is drywall. It's not concrete. Not supposed to drill holes in there. So I'm going to use this stuff. Some really good double-sided tape. Does opening the window and the door change the acoustics? I think I still hear an echo. Yeah, opening the window, we're going to hear birds. Last week we did die, die, and die. Example, 我带来很多东西. Double-sided tape in case this stuff doesn't work. And I got a dustpan and some more stuff to put on the walls. Today we'll cover 4 dan in the first tone, a third tone dan, and 5 fourth tone dan. I guess you've figured out already that D-A-N is not Dan, as an American would say, but dan. First character, dan means red or a small pellet or pill. I didn't think I would see this character too much, but very close to JC's house, there's a restaurant with this character in its name. It's a new sign. Dan Yun. The character is often used for female names. It's simple, it's only 4 strokes. That little stroke in the middle can remind you of a small pill, which is one of its meanings. Another meaning is the lower part of one's abdomen. That is called dan tian. 3 inches below the navel for Chinese acupuncture. A deep breath controlled by the diaphragm.
丹田之气.
Often practiced in martial arts. Another example is shan dan, is an elixir of life. So this would be, in fairy tales, and it's very literary, but Taiwanese people would know this one. A panacea, divine pill. That dan is also used in transliteration for names of people, for example, Dan Brown, and place names. Let's test your geography. What country is that? Mai. Denmark. It's also used in Denver, Colorado. Danfo. The basketball team, Denver Nuggets, is Danfo Jingkuai. And for you NBA fans in mainland China, they say Danfo Zhuejin. Thank you, Gemini AI. Let's find a good area for a character here. Make like you're doing a yue, right? Month, moon character. But instead of the 2 lines across, you put the little dot in the middle and then cross it right in half. Be careful not to confuse it with fan. This has a lot of meanings. But this is the one we want, dan. All right, let's get our first sign up on that wall. You would think I would have remembered a scissors. I always have my handy pocket knife with me, so this stuff is awesome. So what you do, 4 little squares of this, very sticky on this side, and I'm just gonna place them on the back of my sign. Peel off this plastic stuff, and hopefully it will stick to that wall. Since I hardly have fingernails, I have to use my knife to pry between this little plastic stuff and the sticky stuff. First one up. Looks okay to me. You guys can hardly see it. I got lots more to go. Let's do another character. This is also dan. It means to indulge in or delay. Example, 耽误快一点，不然你会耽误了流程。Hurry up or you will delay the process. The character is comprised of the ear on the left, and yin on the right, meaning to go forward or to advance. The welcome sign should be right in the middle. It looks so small. Next first tone, dan, can also be pronounced shan, or second tone, chan. 90% of the time it's dan, like dan ren for single beds, dan ren chong. Dan chun is simple. It's a compliment. Somebody who's not hard to deal with. They're not complex people. No ulterior motives. It does imply that this person doesn't have a lot of social contacts, maybe. Dan diao is very monotonous or a monotone. Oh, Ming Dan, that's something I have to check every day with teaching, checking attendance. 要看名单 and see who's there. Another thing I use at our language school are 单字表, word lists. It's a bit counterintuitive to have two mouths for this character, even though it means single. And then there's the jia, which is armor, fingernails component, and then you're crossing it. Would anybody see a resemblance to Kermit the Frog, perhaps? Ever since the public breakup with Miss Piggy in 2015, Kermit the Frog has been single, according to the Muppets. 单身, single. Get your kicks on Route 66. That way we're not putting any holes in the wall. I know it doesn't look straight, but you're not straight, so it's getting there. This dan, also pronounced dan, means to take responsibility unto oneself, to burden. 负担, burden. 负担. It's also a carrying pole. I guess like you have a bucket on the end or a sack on the end, carrying pole. Example, 担保, to guarantee or assure. It's often used in like co-signing for a loan. 担任, to assume a post. Very common. 担惊受怕, to be in a state of anxiety. Simplified is the hand radical plus dan, which we'll show you in a few minutes. But complex or traditional character is that. Again, we have the hand radical, and that does kind of indicate a burden. Remember, it does mean a carrying pole. And a shortened form of dao, knife, over chang, over ba, that's 8. And then on the bottom is the yen, or spoken radical. It is fairly common to speak about our burdens with other people. I recommend you write this one a few times. If you switch out the hand radical for the meet component, which also could look like yue, month, or moon radical in simplified, we get dan, third tone, a character that means gallbladder. Dan liang is courage or guts. Dan da bao tian is audacious, like extremely bold. Simplified, it has the month radical plus the next character that we're going to talk about. No respectable man cave is complete without a license plate. From our former summer camp AES Core, American English Studies. It was on my beloved truck. I miss Big Red. All right. Morning has broken like the first. Fourth tone, dan, which is pretty easy. It's a day, 日, over 1. 日 also means sun, coming up from the horizon. If you see the E, the horizontal line, as the horizon. 一旦 means as soon as or once. like once something happens.
一旦太阳出来，气温就会上升。
As soon as the sun comes out, the temperature will rise. Note, here we pronounced E as E, second tone. 一旦, as soon as. It's also the female role in Chinese operas, but we won't go there. Going into the complexities of Chinese opera would take a whole other video. If you put an inverted ren next to dan, you get, for example, 但是, which means but, yet, nevertheless. Super common. 不但, not only. You can also say 非但, but you have to use that in context because it can also mean a missile, a homonym, different characters. It also can be used in a legal sense. 但书 is a provisio or provision in legal terms. That can also be used like a caveat. He wants to come with us, but 有但书。他要跟我们一起来，但是有但书。他要跟我们一起来，但是有但书。He wants to come with us, but there is a caveat. Stipulation. He wants something else. Filling in nicely. This is kind of addictive. I'm starting to get the feeling that I could go all the way around here and cover up some of my dirt marks. These are for classrooms, but I might reserve one to go on the wall over here. Another fourth tone, dan, would be light in color. So it features a water radical on the left and two fires. So fires are synonymous with being bright, especially two fires, right? And then if you put water on the fire, you're dimming it a lot. Dan, 淡水 is fresh water. 清淡. 清淡, not greasy or strong flavored. What else? You can use it as an independent character, like for cha or coffee or tea, being not that strong, being light. 淡季, off season. My next project is moving these doors. They're gonna go to a new happy home, and they've been sitting here for a decade. Dirty, but they'll clean up nicely, I think. Hope it'll fit. Our plumber, who's also our electrician, who's doing the bathrooms at our main branch, says these will fit. And why am I holding honey? Because his family business is making honey. Anyway, he just arrived on his motorcycle. He measured these, and then he said he's going back for the truck. And his buddy has a place he can store these just for the week. Change of plans. You see that white vehicle there? It was kind of a waste of time to drive to our place, which is right back there. So he and I just carried the doors down this street. Nice little workout. I had it on my head. I hope it didn't mess up my white hats. I was also carrying the honey at the same time. Good workout for the shoulders and my neck. 300-meter walk with a door on my head. Let's check out the honey. Okay. That'll go in with the collection. I think I have two others in the fridge. Good on toast. This product is pure honey of real high quality and is in perfect condition. The name, if you see it in stores, it's grass script. That must be, so there's the roof radical and bee and chong for insect. Must be me. Second word in honey. Do you know what also has the insect radical in it? And I don't know why. Fourth tone, dan. That's egg. Kind of looks like an egg, but it is a potato. Funny story, when I first got here, first couple of months, I was with my girlfriend at the time, who is now my wife, who's upstairs. I wanted to order things by myself. I didn't want her to help me. And I wanted an egg. I didn't know measure words at that time, 一颗蛋, but I said the word wrong. I said it with a G instead of a D. You know where I'm going with this. So I said, 我要. It's the F word in Chinese to a 小姐 behind the counter. My wife quickly corrected me. 蛋白 and 蛋黄 is egg white and egg yolk, respectively, for hard-boiled eggs. I don't know why I feel the need to show you everything. You know what an egg is. And eggs are full of protein. 蛋白质, 蛋白质. 蛋糕 is cake. Oh, good catch. Good catch. 坏蛋. 坏蛋 is a bad guy. A slang expression. That's P, a roll of cloth, over chong. Oh, I get it now. It's because creatures are hatched from eggs. The chong radical is used to denote objects that belong to the world of creatures. Thanks again, Gemini. And the last 蛋 is 圣诞节的蛋. We probably have some Christmas items around here somewhere. 圣诞节, Christmas. That's my father-in-law on the right. It is March, but we tend to keep stuff up around the year. Yeah, there's a Santa Claus. He's cute. 诞生 is the birth date, but this is for famous people in history. It's more, I wouldn't say literary only, but you wouldn't say this for a common person. You would just say 生日 for a normal person. 诞生 when you're talking in historical terms about historical figures. 荒诞 is a term to mean absurd. Our final fourth tone dan can be broken up into two characters or components pronounced yen. The first one is the speech radical, and the second one as in yen ho, to postpone. And that yen can be further broken down into these two strokes. It's actually radical number 54. It means to march, and the character that means to stop. 指. This insert is how Gemini AI suggests we remember the stroke order. To celebrate a birth, you use words to stop people as you walk long distances to spread the news. Sounds very Three Wise Men, remember, from the Christmas story. And there's also a cradle effect. The manger? I'll shut up and give you 10 seconds to read this. There is a little sweeping downstroke on top of the zhi, the stop component. It almost looks like zheng, to set things upright. But according to dictionaries, it's not. 15 strokes, see the simplified in parentheses. Next time, we'll talk about dang, dang, and dang. 当然. Wow, that was a monster video today. 10 characters. Thanks for watching. Good luck in your Chinese runner's garden. Signing off.